So hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today we have the Raven Bones, the 6.5 foot LED animated Ultra Skelly with life eyes and Bluetooth technology. And he's just so awesome. When I first saw the pictures of him leaked, probably, I don't know, whenever they got leaked, I wasn't actually a huge fan of him. I just thought he was like a knockoff of Grimm. But then I saw how customizable he was and how much stuff you could just use him in, since he's literally just a skeleton. You can dress him up as anything, give him his own voice, his own animations. Of course, you can't fully program him, which is unfortunate. A lot of people thought we were going to be able to fully program him, his exact movements. You can kind of customize it, but it's not fully up to you. So that is one thing. But anyway, let's not wait any longer. Let's unbox this guy. Now, I have already looked inside of his box. I've already opened it, already set him up, in fact. But now I'm making a full-form video about it because I just thought he was that cool. Probably one of the best of the year, to be honest with you. And yeah, so let's get this guy open. And okay, I think he's pretty much set up how he was in the box when I originally got him. So let's take a look. Okay, let's get him open. Just got this cardboard piece right here. We'll toss it off to the side. We've got instructions on how the whole app works. And trust me, if you want this guy to be as awesome as he is, you probably will really want the app. Here we have his instructions. Home Depot never really does the best instructions, just black and white, but that's okay. Some info on the control box, part of the instructions as well. And now, let's get some real pieces out here. So here's the base. Very nice and strong, very good metal. This guy is outdoor rated, which is something that Grimm was not. So that's very awesome to see. We just got some extra support, that's always nice. A lot of good welding, it seems. Very thick and sturdy. Here we have some leg pulls. You can see that there's these weird little caps on the ends of it, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe it helps it slide in better, maybe so it doesn't like crush itself. But yeah. Oh, my instructions are flying away. But yeah, one end is a screw, one end is a snap lock, so very different. Pretty much the same exact thing. Now let's get this other cardboard piece out. Let's take a look at the inside here. Okay, so here we have the adapter. Like I said, I did already set up this guy. So let's get him going. Very, very nice adapter. It's outdoor rated, of course. And it actually happens to be super long, as you can see, which is always nice. Usually they make prop adapters way too short. But you can see it's outdoor rated. It's got the little cap right on there. Very heavy duty, 5.9 volts, I believe. Yep, awesome. And here's just 4 stakes right in here, all labeled O. Seems very heavy duty. Of course, I'm not gonna really be using these. I always like to use rebar for my props. It's always a lot better than these stakes they give you, but for stakes that come with the prop, these are honestly pretty good. Now, let's get this hip piece out. He is considerably larger than Grimm, and I'll be mentioning Grimm a lot in this since they are so similar. Yeah, the whole prop is very much larger than Grimm, and a big difference is that the chest piece and the hips are disconnected, whereas Grimm, they came automatically connected. So, got the little wires here. We've got the little plug on the back. And yeah, pretty simple. Let's just get this whole chest piece out since there's a ton of stuff in there. Okay, let's put this off a little bit to the side for now. Let's take a look at the parts. Here we have a few leg bones right here. Very nice, good plastic. Decent paint job actually, looks pretty decent. Here is the other set, very nice. Here are the arms, which is a big upgrade. We've got very nice, very sturdy locking mechanism here. This thing's not falling apart. It'll just stay in the position you want. You got a screw right here, and fully, almost exactly like the ultra posable skeleton hands, but maybe even better. The one thing is that the wrist doesn't have a full range of movement. It just wraps around like this. But you can see the fingers click in with a very, it depends which finger it is. But the locks seem to be very strong, so you can do fun stuff like this. He has an idea. Yep, same hand and arm right here, just opposite. Here we have the main piece, which I'm gonna come a little closer to you for this. Here's where it has all the controls on this. So we've got the Bluetooth, lights only, off/step pad, then timer/sensor. Here we've got the little step pad thing. This is how you click between modes. This is to adjust the volume. And something big that a lot of you will notice here, that is the big downfall of this guy, is that there is no external speaker jack. And let's see if we can get a good angle here. I don't know if we can. But there's a speaker right here in the rib cage that is known to be very, very low quality. That's the one big fault of this guy. If your big thing for your prop is going to be the fact that you can customize the audio, you would think they would give it a better speaker, or at least have an external speaker jack. And it's really kind of annoying, but you know what? I'm sure someone can figure out how to wire their own speaker into there. From what I can see, you can kind of disconnect at least one of these wires here. There's like a little twist you can see right there. But yeah, something different than Grimm. There is a light inside of this rib cage, so that is very nice to know. And it does seem to have a longer neck. Some more wires here. Separate wires, in fact. We now only have a few more pieces left. We have these feet, which are a big difference from Grimm. You can see all his toes there are not webbed. It's the same thing that goes with the fingers. The problem with Grimm is that he had really weird looking feet. I don't know. He had the same feet as Bog Zombie too. They were weird. But these are actually hollow on the inside. But as you can see, like, they are not too bendy. Like, I'm trying with all my force here. They're really rigid. They're not like the clown shoes necessarily. But yeah, you can see there's a little bit of bend there. But this thing is not gonna fall apart, not too easily. It will take a ton of force. But yeah, pretty nice feet. Definitely an improvement. Then we finally have the main piece here. It's in its own box. The head, very, very reminiscent of the 12-foot skeleton head due to the digi eyes. We have a moving mouth, as you can see here. And then this is a nice little black plastic cover to kind of seal off all the stuff in there, because there's a lot going on in here. We got the servo head, mouth movement, light up mouth, you can see. Then we got the digi eyes. I do prefer the servo eyes on Grimm. But yeah, separate wires here. Pretty nice. Take a look all around here. Honestly, pretty decent sculpt. And yeah, let's take a quick final look at all the pieces he comes with. We got the base, 2 leg poles, the hip piece, the chest piece, 2 arms, 4 pieces of bones for the legs. We got his head, we've got his 2 feet, we got the stakes, and we got the adapter. Anyway, let's start setting this guy up. Let's start with the feet, just like so. Put this one over, and then this one over. Then you want to take E, which is this pull, and then G, which is this leg. Then just slide it simply. Nope, I was wrong. Slide it simply like this, and then you're gonna snap lock it in like so. And then that should be good for now. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So same thing. We're gonna take the F bone, then the D leg pull, slide it through just like this, and then there's a snap lock on the back, just like how there's one on the front, and just like that. And before you fully close the leg pull, that's where the snap lock would be on this side, and you just gotta actually screw it in with an extra thing right here, just to make sure it's nice and secure outside. It does not have to go all the way in, just as tight as you can get it, just like so. That should be good for this one. Then here's the other side. You're gonna wanna do pretty much the exact same thing. Screw it in as tight as it'll go. And then you should be good. And by doing that previous step, that should just make sure that these leg pulls are nice and sturdy. Really actually super sturdy, they're not going anywhere. Then we slide over the bones I and H, and then just kind of wiggle them until they're in their proper positions. Just like that. Now we take the hip piece right here and we slide it over each leg so that it connects really nicely. And I've found that this is a very smooth connection. It like really fits nice and good in there. There we go. This one's in, this one's in. Great. Now we go ahead and do this next step, which is I find is one of the trickiest pieces. Okay, so let's just set this rib cage on here. It's just kind of sitting there. Now we connect the yellow wire, screw it in, connect the beige wire, screw that in, and now we just gotta tuck them away, just like this. Just kind of hide them. It's pretty tricky. Like this, that should be good. Then we slide it all the way over. And now we have to screw in this little screw right here. But we gotta make sure that we dodge all the wires. Get it going in there. And then once it starts struggling, it should be tight enough. Make sure not to over tighten. There we go. And that should be good. And now you'll begin to notice that even without the head, he is pretty tall. I'm around 5'9", I would say, and he's already probably a good taller than 6 feet right here. This is without the head too, so pretty insane. And speaking of the head, it seems about time to connect it. So let's go like this. It is a bit of a struggle. Let's get it going right there. Hold on. Okay, so we'll connect it like this first. And then we got to make sure all these wires here, they need to get it connected. So let's connect white to white, beige to beige, and finally red to red. Got to be a bit careful here. Make sure it doesn't mess up the servos. And then the harder part, just trying to get them in. So let's see. Gotta tuck them in. So I think if around the front, that's the way to go. Okay, so I'm doing it right around the front here. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but yeah, I'm connecting them like that. And then he should be all the way down. Screwdriver, and he has a good amount of neck. Compared to Grim, he kind of just has a wire sticking out near the top. There we go. And then you can simply cover it with all this black. And in the dark, no one's gonna even notice that there even is a gap. You got all the wires sealed up in there. So it's pretty awesome. Now we connect the arms, and they're all a little different on both the arms. So first we have this one, it just slides in just like this. And you can see that there's a specific shape. It's kind of slightly curved. It's kind of slightly curved right there. So that's how we know where we need to place it. Whereas with the other one, oh, this guy's a snap lock too. I didn't even realize. But yeah, this arm can be snap locked. That's not hurting the motor or anything. That's the snap lock feature right there. This is the motor arm. Let's get this nice and screwed in here. Like so. Okay, perfect. Let's move on to the other side. And you can see this is a different shape. It's not a square with a little divot. This is a hexagon. I'm gonna just slide it right here. Something good about him is that all the screws are already in the sockets. There's no extra bag. Just screw it in here. That's pretty much all there is to him. And something I like about Grim is also passed over to him. So after you plug in the adapter, this one you need to screw in. Let's see. But something that was passed on from Grim to him is these little clips right here to hide the cord. Since he's a skeleton, it's kind of hard to hide it in clothes because that wouldn't really make sense, or putting it on the inside. So he has all these clips up and down. So you can see there's one more right here on the inner side of the knee. And then there's one more at the very bottom. I'll go connect it right away. But yeah, as you can see, super helpful, and also just helps hide the wire from the front. Okay, let's plug him in. Okay, he is all plugged in there. You can see his light is automatically turned on over here. Here we have his eyes blinking right here. Pretty nice. Now this is kind of hard to see in the day, so I'll just do a little cover right here. But you can see it's currently on lights only mode, because you can see that's where the light is. If we wanted to change it to off, you can see it turns off. If I do it to timer and sensor, now we'll go off whenever it's sensed.
Hey guys, it's the Flagship Phantom, and I just got the new for 2025, the Bluetooth Ultra Skelly.
Sure did. Here is the Bluetooth mode. He is on right now. And then this just makes sure that I can connect into Bluetooth and whatnot for the live feature and whatever. And yeah, let's do a demo of this guy.
Step into the shadows and enter my realm of the dead. May your night be filled with spectacular thrills and chills. The living have arrived. Within this domain, the sounds of rattling bones and horrifying screams fill the haunting air. Enjoy your unfortunately short stay, for I guarantee you will not be here for long. Welcome, dear guests. Tonight, bones clatter and spirits chatter. Join the celebration of ghouls and creepy creatures alike as we raise a toast to the spookiest season of them all. Come one, come all. Bones come alive with laughter, and shadows come out to play. Embrace the mysterious ambiance, and let the spirit guide your way. Wanderers of the night, heed my warnings. What you may experience here will be burned into your memory for eternity. Pass these graves with caution, as the horrors beyond this point are born of mischief, and you do not want to be their prey.
Now, before we try a few things in the app, there are a few things I would like to say about him. The first is that he's overall a really, really good prop. I think that overall he might be a little better than Grim, to be honest with you, because you can't really tell right now, but he does have lights inside of the chest and of the mouth, and he is considerably taller than Grim, I might say. The eyes are honestly not that bad. They're very much just the 12-foot skeleton type eyes. You can see him a lot better in person than on video during the daytime. And then yeah, I love all the posable fingers. He can hold stuff if you want to. And I love that both arms are fully posable here, here, and all around, and they stay too, which is amazing. Of course, a big problem with him is that this speaker right here is not very loud or clear. I feel like in a haunt environment, you will not be able to hear him very good, and even if you were able to hear him, his quality is not the best, so that is a problem, as well as this motor being kind of slow and loud. I'm not even sure if this is a servo. I believe that this is just a regular motor, which is unfortunate. I do know that this and the head are servos, but I think they cheaped out and gave him just a standard old motor right here, which is not the best, because I know Grim, he has a servo right there. But anyway, pretty awesome. Let's do some fun app stuff. Something I thought would be fun is that if I just showed the different voices. So here we go.
This is what my voice sounds like with an echo.
This is what my voice sounds like with a low-pitch filter.
This is what my voice sounds like with a high-pitch filter.
This is what my voice sounds like with no filter.
Here's a look at what some of the eyes look like. We've got the fire effect right here. We also have the clown eyes. There's over, I believe it's 18. I believe that there are 18 different ones, so that's pretty awesome. Here's American flag. And I can't show all the eyes on this video, or that would take forever to do. Here's Hard Eyes, Valentine's Day. We got four-leaf clover. And then I think the last one that I have to show you right here is a snowflake for Christmas or winter. You also can customize a lot of his movements. You can do strictly just the head, just the arm, just the torso, and then there's also an all setting. But there's also another way to do all, which is click on head, arm, and waist, and that's the same as just clicking the all button, but they will constantly go instead of like, it's kind of a weird program. It's like programmed if you press the all one, but they'll just go constantly if you do all three, click on all three. That's something I found that I noticed. So whichever you prefer, I like clicking on all three because that gives more movement for his phrases. But anyway, something I did notice also is that it advertises that it can do 30 different phrases, which is awesome, but it's technically not true. You can record up to 30 phrases before deleting them, but you can only put 10 in his cycle. You can switch in between them, but in terms of when he's on, you can only put up to 10 in his audio cycle, which is a little annoying. Also, I did not test the live feature necessarily right now. I have tested the live feature before. It works fine. As long as you're in another room, there's no feedback. I do find that it's actually a little louder if you use live feature, but I don't know how often you're going to use it. But a bit of warning, I've heard a lot of people, their speakers like breaking after they use the live feature. So I don't know exactly why that happens, but I have heard of that happening. So just be warned if you want to use the live feature. And anyway, it sounds like I'm being really negative about this guy. He's just overall pretty awesome. I love him so much. He's a super awesome addition. And I'm gonna have him just say a ton of stuff for my haunt. Basically the rules, I thought that'd be very cool for him. Just gonna be your guide to the haunt.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been the Flagship Phantom, and I'll see you guys next time.